in Melbourne, if it's in Australia, if it's in the US, what is the cost of living? Do you need a proof of funds to get your cars? Because you would have seen a lot of YouTube videos where they will tell you can work to pay your school fees. It's not like that in all countries. Do you get? Going outside to study, do you think is worth it? Yeah, welcome to my channel, you guys. Welcome to this channel. So if you've been following what I post on my channel, last week I promised that I was going to make a post on what to consider before studying outside Nigeria, and trust me, I brought the gist for you today on this video. Okay, without further ado, I'll go straight into this video. So the very first point I'll be sharing with you is, what course are you going to study outside Nigeria? The country you want to study that course, let's say in the UK, US, Canada, Turkey, Poland, that place you want to study, the career opportunities from that course, is it listed in the country shortage list? So that is something you need to check. Shortage list, I mean, is do they really want this person? If you want to study an engineering course in Australia, is it really needed? In the UK, is it really needed? If you want to study a medical course, is it really needed in this country? Will I excel? Will I get a job? So this is what you should consider before you even think of going to study outside Nigeria. What's the course I want to study? And another thing I want to tell you is you also need to make sure it's linked to what you studied in your undergraduate. Do you get? But if it's not in line, you should always know how to coin it to make it flow in your personal statement. You get that? Okay, so the next thing, that's the second point, after considering if your course is in the shortage list, another thing you should also consider is how many years is this study? Is it going to be a 2-year study? Is it going to be a 1-year study? This is very important because for UK, you're supposed to pay immigration health source charge. That's the IHS fee for health. So if you're going to stay for 2 years, you're going to pay more. But if you're going to stay for 1 year, you're going to pay less. So you should really consider this. And you need to pay this amount before you're giving visa. Do you get it? So do you have this lot of money to pay? Continue. So for the admission itself, can you write the plenty personal statement essays? Can you write the motivation letter? And there are some universities, before they will give you scholarship, you need to write about 20 essays, 15 essays. So can you meet up with writing those plenty essays? So the fourth point is, where is this your university located? It might look funny, but it's really very important to know that. For example, in the UK, if your university is at London, you're going to show more for your maintenance. That's your proof of fund. You're going to show more. But if your university is outside London, you're going to show less for your maintenance fee. You understand more when I keep doing subsequent videos like this. You get it? Okay, so the fifth point is the cost of living in that location. This place now, if it's located in Melbourne, if it's in Australia, if it's in the US, what is the cost of living? Is it very expensive? Is it student friendly? Can I really afford? Because you know it's not just tuition you're going to pay. You're going to pay for your accommodation, how you feed, and how you move around, and sometimes vacation or things that you love doing. You still need to pay for all the stuffs. If you like clubbing, you need to pay for them. So what is the cost of living in this place where my university is located? So you really need to consider that. You get. Another thing is, the institution, is it a higher education with good track record? Do you understand what I just said? Is the institution a higher education with good track record? When you are applying for visa, you'll be asked that question. And apart from that, when you want to apply for jobs, it will help you make informed decision to know the kind of course that will be in the shortage list course. Do you get? So your university, is it a good university? This is different from ranking and accreditation. Okay, now that brings me to another point. Ranking and accreditation. What's your university ranking? Over here in Nigeria, we are just concerned with, okay, my university is the 12th best in Nigeria, the 530 best in Africa, in the world, and so that. But here, your course itself, what is the ranking? Like, is it ranked engineering? Is it ranked this? Is it ranked that? It's good to also know that, so you don't pay a lot of money and at the end of the day it's just any kind of course you also came to read. Do you get? Then for accreditation, When I mean accreditation, there are some courses that there are some bodies that, would I say, license that accredits it. For instance, for engineering, I think they have ICE body that accredits that body. There are some other courses that there are bodies that accredit the courses. Banking, what is accrediting it? Are there really internationally recognized bodies that accredit your course in that university? Because in some universities, they might be higher bodies that accredit that course. In some universities, it might just be one body. So you need to also weigh this so that you don't pay too much tuition and it's not what you want that you get, like what you ordered and what you got. Now, the school you want to go to, what's the cost of tuition? Is it very expensive? Is it cheap? Can I afford it? Can my parents afford it? Can I work to get this? Because you would have seen a lot of YouTube videos where they will tell you can work to pay your school fees. It's not like that in all countries. Do you get? So you need to know the cost of tuition. Can you really afford it? Do you get it? Then another thing that you should consider is, are there scholarships in that particular university you want to choose? Do you get? Are there scholarships or are there waivers? So for the UK, there are some universities that give you £5,000 discounts, £3,000 discount, £2,000 discount. So the country you target to study, do they give you scholarship discount? And when you remove it from the total tuition, can you still afford that money? While there are some universities, I think in the US, they give free laptop, they give internet facilities. You need to check this very well. So I think in some universities too, still in the UK, you're going to play some sort of games to get free accommodation or something like that. So you need to do your research very well, and LinkedIn is a platform for you to get enough information before embarking on this journey. Do you get it? Okay. Then another thing you need to consider is your university or the place where you'll be studying, the country where you'll be studying. Do they allow international students to take a loan? Like, it's different from bank benefits. So I'm going to be saying two different things as one. Do they allow international students to take loan? And now, is there bank benefits? Like, is there overdraft? Are they going to give you a free rail card? Do they give you a discount card? Are they going to give you so and so amount cash back when you open the account? So you need to consider that, because it will save you saving a lot of money to pay your balance tuition. Now, in some countries too, they allow international students to take loan, because some of you might be banking on, say, okay, I want to pay my balance tuition by taking loan. Some countries don't permit that, because they know after your 1 year study, after your 2 year study, you might just not be getting another visa to continue your stay in that country. So this is what you need to also consider. That country or that university where you're going to, they allow international students to take loan. Do you get that? Okay. So another thing is post-study visa. Now, the country where you're going to, is it US, Germany, Belgium, Turkey, Morocco, wherever you're going to, is there any plan for post-study visa? For some countries, they give 2 years, some 5 years, some 10 years. Why it's good to note that is so you don't, at the end of the day, paying so much money to come and study for your 1 year or 2 years masters, and after that, you'll be sent back to Nigeria. It won't be funny. So you need to make inquiries about the post-study visa, how to get it, if your course is also eligible to partake from the post-study visa. Do you get it? Okay. So another thing you need to consider before moving outside Nigeria for studies is, how many hours can you work a week as an international student? So the part-time jobs, how many hours? So for some countries, you can work so and so hours. For some countries, you can work so and so hours. Your university, who gets to send the reference letter? Is it me or is it your referee? You get? So is it you that will send the reference letter, or is it your referee that will send the reference letter, his or herself? Do you get? So if you're good with this information, you know whether, okay, do you think you have the time to pester your referee that, sir, please, you need to send my reference letter to my university? Or you yourself, you know, when you're the one submitting it, is much easier. So if that's what your university is offering, can you really keep up to that? You really need to consider that. You get? Then another thing that you should consider is, do you need a proof of funds to get your CAS? Now, CAS is confirmation of acceptance of study, which you would need when you want to apply for visa. Okay, so now proof of fund is what you need to show to the visa application people that yes, you can survive in the UK, in the US, in Canada, wherever country you're going to. You get? Okay, so you need to know whether your university will require that proof of fund before they will give you CAS. Because if your university is going to require proof of fund, it will need you to show money that you can provide for your studies, you can cater for yourself in the UK for a longer time. Because if you show the university and the university gives you cash, you're also going to show it to the visa application center that, okay, yes, I have this money, and it's a 28 days period. So if you're calculating 28 days plus 28 days, that means you're going to show the money for more months. Do you get? So please, you need to check if your university needs a proof of fund. Okay, so this will bring me to the next point. This your university now that is requesting for proof of fund. Do they have licensed agents? Like, do they have recognized agents that will do this process for you without you presenting this proof of fund and other things? Do you get? So you could work with these agents. It's much easier. Now, there are some universities that have recognized agents that help in the application process. Please, it's free. It's free. Please, you're not going to pay any money. So they are going to guide you through your application process. Another thing is conferences. Your university is your course saying, okay, you are expected to must do a conference. You know why conference is very necessary? Because you're going to meet people from outside that country, you're going to network. And remember that after your studies, you're supposed to submit reference letter, maybe for a higher study, for PhD, or to get a job, or to get this doctorate fellowship, or for whatever reason you will need a reference. So that's why you need to meet more people. You get it? So that's about that. The country where you're going to, can you cope with the weather so you don't end up packing plenty light clothes, and when you get here it's a very different ball game? Do you get it? And so you don't end up packing very thick clothes, and when you get over there it's also a different ball game. So you need to know about the weather update. So finally, student association. Your university, do they have a strong student body? For those of us that are very voracious about leadership, we want to lead, like we want to meet people, we want to do this. And apart from that, from student association, there are benefits that you can get. You get? So you need to be sure of that before you say, okay, this is where I want to be. So you guys, finally, I'll be bringing this video to an end. Make sure you've subscribed to this channel, share to your friends that will also be needing it. Thank you guys. Make sure you've liked this channel and subscribed to my channel.